What's up? I'm Caye, and you're watching the Music Enthusiast.
It was sunset on a crowded beach, but it felt like it was you and me. Ain't it funny how we only share we need?
Hi, I'm Sarah from Music Enthusiast, and today I'm here with Caye. How are you?
I'm hanging. How are you?
So good. I am obsessed with your music. I'm a new fan, have to be honest, but your music's so good. I want to start off with like a little background question. Like, what is your fondest musical memory?
My fondest musical memory. Wow. I don't know if I have a fondest musical memory. I have so many good memories in music. Like when I decided to choose to do music was the summer before high school.
Okay.
I went down and spent the summer in Trinidad playing the steel pan, and I went down and stayed with a family down there, me and my dad. And we just like they showed us around and brought us to a bunch of different like steel pan festivals and let me jam with their family band, and like it was a beautiful time. And I remember like that seeing the love and connection that they all had with each other through music, like really inspired me to just like fully follow it when I came back to the US. And that was, I guess, a pretty fond memory.
Yeah, for sure. That sounds insane. Was that the first instrument you ever learned how to play?
No, I started on piano. I started playing classical piano, and then I picked up the drum set afterwards. And then I found the steel drum, and it kind of felt like both of those put together. So I'd like that was the next step.
Awesome, because I was like, that's a pretty impressive first instrument.
Yeah. No, it wasn't the first, but it's a fun one.
Well, yeah, the album is so good. It's called We Love. The first single was called We Love. So, was that your choice? Was that intentional to start off with the title track?
It kind of just happened that way where when I started making the album, the first song that I made that made me like realize that I wanted to make an album was We Love Part One. I don't know, I just like started with the didgeridoo and then like the we love, we love, we love, we love, like as like the little ad lib. Um, and then I don't know, I guess actually before that I wrote the outro song, but I didn't know I wanted to do an album yet at that time, which is called We Love Part Two.
Mhm.
And it always just was called like it was always We Love on that song, and then the other one just happened. And once I made that other one, I was like, okay, now I need to make this an album. I guess it kind of just came out, and then We Love was something that I started saying with my friends, just like instead of saying like bye or peace, I would say like we love, like it just kind of felt right for this project.
And what I love about this project is that every song is different in its own way, and they all have like completely different meanings. So, what was it like sort of piecing the puzzles together?
It was a weird process, I guess. Like a lot of there's songs on there from 5 years ago. There's songs on there from like two years ago or a year ago. They like over the past 5 years, they've all spawned at different times. But I guess like the goal for this project was making timeless music, like music that will live forever. Because when you put this stuff out, like unless you take it down, it lives forever. Um, that was kind of the goal, and I guess over time all the songs that kept speaking to me over time became the ones that I chose to go on it, and I guess they just all kind of ended up working together in some weird way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, like every song is not so different, but just they're all different, but they all fit together in this beautiful way. I think it's one of my favorite albums of this year.
That's high praise. I appreciate that.
No problem. What was the oldest song to come for this project?
Milford Sound was the first song, the first idea of the project. That was like I want to say it was like 2018,
Wow.
2017. Maybe it was like December of 2017. It was a Christmas break and I was home. Completely different than anything I had made before because I was kind of more in like the like poppy hip hop
Yeah.
world before that. Yeah, I don't know, it was like this like big like rock anthem and I was like, ooh, it's kind of nice. And over time I guess I started going more in that direction.
Awesome. Yeah. And what was it like sort of just to go from the rap and then go to this music? Because there's still rap in this album, especially in which song is it? One
Sleep.
second.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
I feel like starting in the rap hip hop world, like it was easier for me to find my voice because I didn't have to. I didn't grow up singing. It was easier for me to just like rap and speak lyrics and like I always had the rhythm from learning drums and piano and stuff. So at this point, like at some point, the rap world was too like heady for me. I felt like I had to pretend to be someone else because like you see all these rappers, they're all like iced out, they got fucking grills and like they're doing like cool shit and like and I just like was never really like that, and I always felt like I had to put on this front to fit into that world.
Yeah.
So I guess like over time as I grew up, I started to realize like that wasn't the world. It was almost like a little intimidating for me. Like I was always worried of going on like Sway in the morning and having to freestyle in front of everyone. Like I was like, that's not me. I don't need to do all that. So I started shifting into other lanes and just trying stuff out. But like, that experience of, growing up rapping, like I always have that to pull from. It's in the bag. So when there's a spot that needs it, I can whip it out.
Exactly. I love it. I was gonna ask, like, did you used to freestyle rap, or were you more like,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So in like seventh and eighth grade, there was an elective class. We had to choose an elective every year. There was like a hip hop teacher there, hip hop class. I ended up taking that pretty much all semesters, seventh and eighth grade, because I just like loved it. We had this like Yamaha motif keyboard that was our teachers, and we'd like make beats and then freestyle and like write lyrics over it. So that was kind of like my start in using my voice in music. I played tennis pretty intensely in high school, and like before practice, after practice, we would just like smoke up in the car and like play beats and freestyle, and it was just like a thing that was fun to do.
Awesome having like a hip hop class, because usually for like extracurriculars, it's like gym, music,
Yeah,
art,
yeah,
dance.
no, it was awesome. Yeah.
That's incredible. But back to this album again, it's insane. I want to speak about the cover art because it's sort of looks like a planet, but also it reminds me of like the yin yang symbol. So can you
Uh-huh.
explain what it means to you?
It makes a little more sense when you see the full album cover. When I was making the album cover, it's like a photo of me sitting down with my hand out, and there's this expanse of space with three planets. There's a money planet, a time planet, and a love planet. Essentially, like everything in the album cover is black and white, except for this like beautiful art piece in the middle. Like it's white, I'm black and white, like pencil colored, and then you have this like beautiful, piece of art. I went back and forth a lot between like what planets should be involved, and I felt like the most important currencies of like humans are love, time, and money.
Yeah.
And I just like couldn't think of anything else. I thought about it for a while. And I felt like love was the most powerful. So the love planet is kind of like the sun. It's the biggest one, and the other two are kind of revolving around it. They're still important and can do wonders for people and society, but um I felt like love was the most important thing. So that's why I chose that planet. And it just kind of happened for all the singles. That's why I chose that planet for all the singles. And it kind of just happened that it like resembled the yin and yang sign and like balance, which is also a big part of this project. And, like all the songs are in some way about balance. Lose Sleep is like balancing the addictions with like, maintaining your health, and like Scars is like healing, and Adore is like meditation. And I felt like it just represented the songs well, and it was a cool, like easy, like different color planet vibe.
Yeah, I love it. And the songs, like, did they all come from like journal entries, or were you just like hit on like space for this album, like writing away, if that makes sense? Like, were they experiences from your life?
Yes, and like not specifically from journal entries, although most of them were like, I guess, stemmed from journal ideas. my process with music is like I'm able to put feelings into sounds
Mhm.
better than I am into words.
Okay.
But I'm able to put sounds into words after the fact. So like a lot of these songs I started with just the music and like trying to express my feeling, and then like once I created the track or whatever the sound, then sitting with that for a long time and just like really understanding how to put into words what that track made me feel.
Awesome. And there's so many different instruments on this project. First of all, I want to mention there's a didgeridoo on this project, which I found was so cool. I was like, what is this frog type beat? Like I was so confused and I actually found out what it was.
Yeah.
So around how many instruments are on this project?
A good question. One, two. Basically breaking them down, it's mostly bass, guitar, keys and synths, steel drum, didgeridoo, ukulele, acoustic guitar, vocal padding, just also just like I don't know, some random samples and birds and effects. Harp, I think, is in there.
Wow.
I don't know. Lots of random stuff. There's some sitar in there.
That's insane. I sort of thought your music was like a chameleon, if that made sense. Like very taking on any and all genres.
Yeah, I actually have a song called Chameleon that's it's for a different project, a duo project of mine that I'm working on secretly right now. There's a song called Chameleon, so there you go.
Oh, that's so cool. Is there anything you can hint about that duo project?
It's still in the works. I'm working on it with one of my best friends, AJ, who I've known. I met when I first moved out to LA. Some of the most exciting music I've worked on, I think. Definitely excited about it.
Can't wait for that. And you're also going on tour very, very soon. What's it gonna be like playing all these new songs, but also maybe playing the older ones as well? Like, what are the set lists gonna be like?
That has got a lot of attention because I want to just, you know, play the new stuff always and, forget about the old. But obviously, the old songs are still bangers. And I know that people are coming to see those. So the set list is going to be dope. I think we're putting it together. That's what I've been working on like the last few weeks and will be working on until I guess we hit the road. But definitely, I think if anyone has ever been to any of my shows, like this will be the best shows I've done for sure.
Perfect. Are there gonna be any like live instruments or like is it all gonna be on the computer?
Yeah, so it's gonna be me, my drummer, and my guitarist, who will all both. I think they'll both be playing, different instruments, but most sticking to theirs. And then I'll be playing steel drum, piano, guitar, didgeridoo,
No
and,
way.
and maybe some like drum stuff at some point. But it'll be fun.
So making me want to go to LA right now, but it's so far away. Like
But where are you?
I'm in Montreal. So
Montreal.
yeah,
Damn, do you like it there?
it's okay. I like Toronto better, but it's fine.
I've spent a little bit of time in Montreal, a little more time in Toronto back in the day,
Oh,
but it's
awesome.
cold in Toronto and
Yeah.
wind. I guess it's cold in Montreal too, but
Yeah. And it's also like more French.
yeah.
And my very last question for you is for your favorite artists right now.
Bon Iver has been a big, you know, favorite artist for a while. Daniel Caesar is great. I'm excited for his new album. I think it's coming soon. I'm not really sure, but it seems like he's teasing. I love Kanye, but I don't even want to say that at this moment in time, but I do love his music.
You can separate the artist and
Yeah,
the music.
exactly. Bob Marley has always been like my one of my favorite artists of all time. John Mayer was a big influence for a long time. Yeah, that's five. It's good.
Yeah, perfect. Well, thank you so much for chatting with me. It was so much fun, and this
Yeah, of
album
course.
is beautiful.
Thank you so much. Thanks for chatting with me as well.